Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is the March 2024 completed pages video. So this month I worked in Healing Mandalas Volume 2. This is my newest book which came out at the end of February. So that's what I worked in this month and I counted 9 completed pages, so that's pretty good. I colored with my Faber-Castell Polychromos, and I also used in quite a few pages my new Caran Luminance. So I got those for Christmas, and I've been actually using them a lot more than I thought I would. It's interesting. The first time I used them, I was a little bit unsure of whether or not I was going to like them, but haven't given up and I kept practicing, and I think I've kind of figured out how to color with them. You definitely have to work in layers. So I'm excited to show you the pages that I did with those pencils. I also used my Posca white paint pen to make my little white dots, as well as a Jelly Roll gold gel pen, which I love using that gold accent. So I did that quite a bit in this book this month. Yeah, and as usual, I will put the color palettes up in the corner for you so you know exactly what pencils and the numbers that I used. All right, so let's get started and I'll show you what I worked on. Okay, so first up is this one here. And I think that's the cover. Yeah, that's the cover design. So a lot of purples and red in this one. I do like this one. I find it a little bit, I'm almost thinking like the red and the purple are a little bit too similar beside each other. So they don't really stand out too much, but overall, I'm really happy with this page. I love this lime green. I think that really pops, and yeah, and I like this darker blue that I used. So yeah, I was happy overall with that one. Okay, so this one, oh, I'm looking at my little notes here. This one, I did a lot of erasing, and the reason why was I was having a hard time balancing out the light and the dark with this one. And I don't have a reference as to what I was erasing, but I think if you looked really close, you could probably maybe see the areas. Yeah, it ended up, I actually really love how it turned out. But that is something when you are coloring and you're choosing your colors, you want to keep in mind. You want a nice contrast between your dark colors and your light colors. And in the end, of course, this one did turn out and it looks good. But yeah, I had to do a lot of erasing. Yeah, which is frustrating. You know, if you erase too much, you start to tear your paper, and that can be a problem then. Your colors don't lay very flat. Now, for erasing, I used my electric eraser. This guy here. This is a Sakura. I don't think they make this one anymore, but I believe there's one that's sort of that is similar on Amazon. And I also have, let's see if I can find it here. I also have this little guy. I bought a pack of these guys here. They're the Faber-Castell, and they've got the little eraser nib, and it's nice they got a little brush there. So between this guy and my electric eraser, that's what I use. So, okay, so moving on. That one. Love this one. I love blues and yellows together. It's such a nice combination. And with this one, I also used my gold gel pen. Oop, that's that one there. So it's the Metallicl Jelly Roll. I actually just bought a pack of 6 off of Amazon. This guy here. And because I really was happy with that metallic look and sheen. Hopefully you can see that in the camera. And so I'm planning to do more pages and using that jelly roll. Yeah, so now this one is all Polychromos, I believe. But yeah, really happy with that. This particular one is going to be a color along. So if you like it, that'll be up sometime in April. Okay, so the next one is this guy here. Okay, now this one is got mostly Caran Luminance. Now it's the purple. The purple I did with the Polychromos. So yeah, the rest is Caran Luminance, and like I said, I've ended up really liking them, and I like how smooth it ended up being. I mean, the colors blended really nicely. The secret with those Luminance is layers. You have to have a light touch and just build up your color. And that can be a little frustrating if you're a little bit like me, and I'm kind of impatient. But I'm learning to slow down a little bit and just enjoy making these beautiful blends, and doing that by just layering my colors, layer upon layer. Yeah, and I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Oh, and this, my last video, I showed you this particular design, and we colored in this brown color here. So if you're interested in seeing that, it was my first color and chat, episode 1. So you can check that out. Okay, so this one is all Luminance, and so happy with how this one turned out. Might be my favorite one that I did for March. Yeah, boy, what can I say about it? I'm just happy with the color palette. Again, you know, it was one of those things. I think I started with the yellow on this one, and then I added this, I don't even know, like a pinky mauvey color. And then I added the purple and then the green. So yeah, when I choose my colors, I try to always put my like a contrasting color beside each other. So, you know, like the blue really goes well with the yellow, and purple and green look really nice together. Yellow and purple look good together. So I'm always thinking along those lines, like what's going to look best, what colors will look best beside each other, and also making sure that the colors will pop. So when you look at this picture, you know, these yellows pop against this dark indigo blue that I did here. So that's one of the things I do think about when I am choosing my color palettes. Okay, this is the most recent one I did, and this one is a blend of Luminance and Polychromos. Yeah, it's actually quite a good blend of the both types of pencils. And it's interesting with this one, I started with the red hearts, which, you know, is such a cliche, and the color of the heart's red. But when I was thinking about what color was I going to do the flower, usually I always go with like yellow or pink or orange or purple. And I thought, you know, I'm going to try doing my flowers green. I never color my flowers green, and I'm really happy with that. Another reason I chose the green is it goes really well with the red. And yeah, I was really happy with how it ended up turning out. So I did add the yellow in the rings just to kind of make them pop a little bit. And the only thing I think I would change is I don't know if I would have done these red, these parts in here. I might have done them, Well, I couldn't do these ones green, but I maybe would have done this outer ring in green. And I think that would have made it pop a little bit more. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you is these red parts here, and in here as well. When I colored them, I ended up using a colorless blender. This guy here, this is Prismacolor, from Prismacolor. And that helped smooth out these parts a little bit. You could see quite a bit of the white from the paper underneath. So that's another little tip. If you get some colorless blenders, they work really well at just smoothing out your blends. So I'm gonna just show you, I don't know if I can, don't wanna lose my focus here, but anyways, okay, so we're gonna do it on this little guy here. So you can see there's quite a bit of white tooth showing through. So when you take your colorless blender, you see how it just smooths everything out. Just like that. There you go. So I don't use my colorless blender very often, but I do find if there's a section that I don't feel has blended very nicely, I'll bring this little guy out. And so yeah, so I got that from probably on Amazon, and it's Prismacolor colorless blender, and I believe these come in a pack as well. So anyways, that's a good little tool to have in your coloring toolbox. Okay, moving on. There's this one. Let's see if I can go a little bit here. So this one I love as well. It's super bright and really photographed nice. This one was done with Polychromos, and I used my Faber-Castell Pit pens. So that's the brush pen markers. Let's see if I can just grab one here for you. I think it was this one here. Yeah, so that's what these are. It's a brush pen. And I've talked about using these before as a base layer. So all the purple was done with a Pit pen and this green part here. So you can kind of tell like it's quite smooth. And then I go through, go over it with my pencils after and try and do a little bit of a blend, but it didn't quite come together with the purple. It's a little bit solid looking, but that's okay. I really was happy with how it did end up turning out. So yeah. And we got this one here, which is it's mostly Faber-Castell, but I believe some of the blue had the Luminance and I think some of the yellow. But yeah, so there's really happy with this. I love this color palette, and I think I would definitely use this one again. Really happy. It's very bright and very spring-like, and I absolutely love this moss colored green. I use that quite a bit. It's probably my favorite green blend. Okay, so last but certainly not least is this little guy here. So with this one, I wanted to use lots of different shades of blue, and I think I had, looks like I only had 2 shades, and then I had 2 different shades of the pink. Yeah, but you know, I was quite happy with how this one turned out as well. And then I added the brown just to give it some grounding so that you know, everything, all the other colors sort of popped. So and this one was done all with Faber-Castell Polychromos. Okay, so that is my completed pages for March 2024. Yeah, it was a good month. Got quite a bit of coloring done. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to be putting this video up earlier this month as this weekend is the Easter long weekend. So you have yourselves a wonderful day and a really wonderful Easter. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.